Ian Garry stole the show. I think he walked away as the superstar in the entire card. That kid has superstar written all over him. And you guys know more so than anyone, when fighters come in, they have like that arrogance about them and they're calling their shots and there's this, sense of confidence. And we can feel when it's not authentic. With Garry, you're like, oh no, this is very, hate to make the comparison because they're completely different, but it's very Conor-like. When they say something like, oh, he believes that. That's not like a gimmick like a lot of guys are doing.
Kenny, it's interesting. Jailton Almeida is like very close to the top of the heavyweight division already, and yet we're going to lead our show in an hour with Ian Machado Garry, man. I mean, no doubt about it. People just don't understand the extent to which this kid is a mental giant. He's just getting started at 25. I could go on, but I mean, if he's not a future champion, I certainly think at some point he's fighting for the title, and I feel pretty good going chips to the center of the table on that kid even right now.
Agreed. Yeah, well, what's cool is you can see that passion that he has for the game, which I think you absolutely need to have. It's not like, oh, he's there to be famous or anything. Like, he wants to fight, he wants to face the best, and he's got the talent, man. And every single fight we've seen him in, I think we've seen improvement. So he's clearly training with the right guys. He's traveling around and wants to prove himself, and he's doing that each and every fight.
I like the progression of his career too. Like, D-Rod was that's not an easy night in the office, man. D-Rod's no joke, and he passed out with flying colors. So you got Ian Garry on there. You got a lot of guys that I think are going to fight for a title pretty soon here. With the main event with the heavyweights. Then you also had Johnny Walker, Anthony Smith.
Yeah, it's a great time for a lot of these divisions, and I hate to cut you off, but the welterweight division's interesting because I just looked at the rankings before we came on, and Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev are up there occupying slots like 1 and 4, 2 and 4. So there's going to be a lot of movement in the UFC's welterweight division, and I know Ian Garry's got a lot of teammates residing in that top 15, but dude, I mean, this kid, man, the appetite for knowledge, like he's going to Brazil May 21st because he wants to really wrap himself around how they do jiu-jitsu, which seemingly is different than anywhere else in the world. You guys both can obviously speak to that. And then he's going to go to fucking New Zealand to hang out with Israel Adesanya. Better fucking get him now. Neil Magny and everybody else. Better get him now.
I agree. He called out Neil Magny. I was like, ooh, that is a tough test for him, but I like, Neil's my guy. Train with Neil, so Neil, hopefully he's not watching the show, but that's a tough one, man. This Garry kid is the real deal, man. I'm all in.
Man, it's like he's not even cocky, right? You talk about being misunderstood. Like, the kid's not even cocky. He's really just confident.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's uncanny. I mean, the depth to this kid, right? Like, I'm stirring the Schaub show back to Ian Garry, right? Like, I'm blown away by this kid. I was a fucking idiot when I was 27. Look at this kid at 25 years old.
Oh, I know.
It's insane to me.
But there's nothing, especially with what we do, to me, there's nothing better in professional sports. Name any major sports league. There's nothing better than mixed martial arts, especially in the UFC, when you have a young kid and you see him go through all these levels, all these tests. There's nothing. When Conor was coming up, what a ride, man. So when I see that in Ian Garry, I'm like, oh, please give us that special moment. It's so fun, dude. Nothing's better.